everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm sharing a junk journal that I made for my mom, and hopefully the mic will come through. The camera's mic's been having some issues, so otherwise I'll be recording a voiceover, but I did want to share this with you. It still has a couple things that I want to do before I ship it off. My mom is in California, and I live in Arizona, so it won't take very long to get to her, but I want to make sure it's just right before I send it. And I'll point out little changes that I want to make. So basically, this is made from my Christmas wish set on Etsy. I used the papers, tags, and other ephemera from that kit to make this journal, as well as some of my own scrapbook papers. I also used dyed cardstock that I coffee stained, and also used ink sprays to color some of the other pages. And this one was a lot of fun to do. I'm making really good use of some new punches that I have, and I think they add such a nice, really embellished look to the journals. For instance, I just picked up the Martha Stewart's corner punch for the rounding, and it has a little bit of a learning curve, but it does work. And this is recycled cereal box cardboard here for the cover, and it was already painted and everything, so it's a pretty hardy material, and the punch still worked great on it. So let me just undo the ribbon here and get right into it. So the book is a little bit stiff, so once she starts working in it, and she likes to write in her journals, and I'm sure it'll kind of loosen up with use. So this is another collage paper from the collection, and then you can see on the edges how I did the corner punches with an embellishment. This is from a Fiskars punch, and did some stamping with sepia ink. I always like sepia to give things that vintage look. This is Tim Holtz washi tape, and the tape itself is pretty bright, so I ran some of his distress paint over it just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more vintagey. That's some of his paper too. This is another collage page from the kit, and I also made two covers to go along with the kit that are now included, and I've actually revised that kit since first posting it, because once I printed it out, there were some little things that I just wanted to add. And I just wanted to mention too, one little nice way that I've kind of gotten around the whole coffee dyeing thing is this particular paper, as you can see, like this one was also coffee stained. I also like to use cream cardstock so that it already looks off-white, so that just in case you don't want to coffee or tea stain your papers, because it does cause some wrinkling, and that can be an issue in the printer, at least with my printer. Yeah, that off-white can really make a difference, and then edging the papers with whatever inks you might have can also give it a nice vintage effect. So I use lots of new tools that I have bought recently for this journal. This is one of them. So this is just a tiny little cutout, but this was from one of the embossing folders that I bought recently that had a Christmas tree theme. You can see some of the coordinations paper here where you can buff it, and then it has a lighter kind of color underneath. And so most of these papers and inserts and everything are edged with either vintage photo distress ink or some of his distress stains. And this cherry paper is from Hobby Lobby. Here's a tag from the collection and some embossing here. Printed out this little girl. And I made some little tabs here from gluing together circle punches of graphic 45 paper. And then these postcards, I believe, I want to say they're We Are Memory Keepers. So a lot of them I've been watching, well, I've watched her videos for a long time now, but Cheryl's channel, I watch hers a lot, her tips and tricks. She's Deli Girl 1961 on here. She uses a lot of Lindy Stamping to shimmer her journals, and I found that you can add shimmer, but you can still keep a really vintage look. So I love learning all the little tips and things that you can on YouTube and different people's blogs. So I wanted to make sure to keep lots of writing space in the journal for my mom. And yeah, this one took a long time because I think well, some of it was that I wanted to wait until I had the money to get certain tools, but also I just wanted it to be really nice for her and for her to feel really surprised and happy when she gets it. Here's some more stamping. Here's the other side of that collage paper. Here is a little journaling card from the collection. Printed that on the off-white cardstock. And I really like those strip embossing folders where you can do borders. I think they're great for belly bands. It's just the right size. And this is a little tag that is also in the collection, and I used as much of this deep burgundy color as I could because it just seems so Christmassy to me. And here's one half of one of the collage sheets with some reindeer. And this is a sticker that I want to say Memento. And more of that cherry paper. I made a little die cut from one of the Spellbinders dies. And you can't really see too well underneath it, but this is another paper from the line. It's got a really pretty set of trees and just some really vintagey, kind of grungy bits on it. And I made these little corner reinforcers with that Whiskers punch, it's the lace punch, the 3-in-1, and just a round circle punch. And I had some of these stamps that came in a set with a bunch of different holiday sentiments, so I used those with the sepia ink. And this was embossed with a Spellbinders folder, and I just lightly brushed some Inca Gold over it. Here's another collage paper from my collection. I really like how the lace kind of comes through the butterflies here. Still has a very vintagey look. And this one, yeah, I did not coffee dye this one. It was just done on the cream paper. And these papers were like very, very lightly coffee dyed. Just some more of those dimensional stickers, some more Tim Holtz tape. So just about every paper in here I wanted to embellish, and so you see this there's a teardrop pattern. It really made me want to just go nuts and buy a whole bunch of punches because I just love how they look. I really want to try out the border punches and all kinds of stuff. This is another little journaling spot that is in the collection. And I just did this little tag. I just die cut and embossed it from some coordination paper and then shimmered it up. And more embossing, just more vintage photo also brushed on there. And this is another little journaling spot. Some coffee stained paper. This is graphic 45 paper and this cute little tiny postcard. And I use this train die cut as a tuck spot. So yeah, like I said, you know, I wanted to leave lots of writing space, but also have it very decorated. And I think she'll have fun with it. I gave her a junk journal for Mother's Day, let's see, last year. And she just loved it. And I've gotten a lot better at journal making since I made that one. So I think she's really going to like this one. Here's another collage sheet from my kits. Another collage sheet from the kit. And if you want to go take a look, I've actually added elements. Like I said earlier, I've revised that kit. So I added some reindeer, some sentiments in the front and back covers, like I mentioned. And if you're watching this and you bought the kit already, please contact me either here or on Etsy because I will send you the revised papers. I don't want anybody to miss out because I literally revised it just a week or so after I made the kit. So if you bought the kit, I want you to get all the goodies. This is another tag from the kit, that same reindeer set or reindeer image, but just smaller. Another piece of ephemera from the kit, and this little tuck spot. I want to say this is just vanilla paper, and I just really grunged it up. So we're getting close to the end here. A little ornament stamp. This is the back end of another collage sheet, and this is what the back cover looks like. And this is Tim Holtz paper that I used for the spine. It's not Christmas per se, but it had kind of red and greenish vintage colors on it, so I thought it would work great with this little book. So anyway, thanks for coming along on this little journal adventure with me, and I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.